to finish the Type Beat Project Step 6 workflow, we're going to need to find our average BPM using the average BPM finder that's also attached to the same assignment. We're going to get this information from the Type Beat Project workflow, in this case under Step 3. So this spreadsheet is going to automatically determine the average of whatever three numbers you put here. There's one thing we can do to edit if this doesn't quite go the way that it should. But I'm going to put my tempos here, which were 77, 130, and 119. Which leaves me with 108, which is actually a little bit far away from all of my tempos. So back when we talked about tempo, I talked about how a song might have a different pulse, like it can have a half-time or a double-time pulse. So since this tempo right here, 77, is kind of an outlier, I think might be changing my average a little bit, I'm going to see what it would be like as a double-time tempo. So to do that, I'm going to double it by pressing the equal sign and then asterisk, which is Shift 8, 2. That creates a multiplication equation in Sheets. And now I have as my average 134, which is much closer to one of my BPMs, so I'm going to post that as my average BPM. If one of your BPMs is much higher than the others, you could half it by doing the same thing, equals, and then adding a /2. Just so all of them are about the same. You probably want them all to be either 2-digit numbers or all 3-digit numbers. Last, we'll look back on Step 5 and you will pick one of your keys. You should have 1 to 3 keys to choose from. It's up to you which you want to use. For this case, I'm going to use F# minor. At this point, you're ready to translate this information into Soundtrap. The last piece of the Type Beat Project Step 6 workflow is adding a loop and then posting the play link. Before we can add any loops, we need to set the key and the BPM. That way, whatever loop we add will match to our key and BPM, and then all of our tracks will line up together. If we don't set the key and BPM first, we could have tracks playing in different keys or at different tempos, which would sound like multiple songs playing at the same time and things sounding really offbeat. That's not what we're looking for. So first we're going to set the key. Down here at the bottom of the screen, right where this little tiny line is, there's this thing that says key, and the window that says edit key that pops up. You have major and minor keys. Major tends to be a brighter sound. Minor is a little bit of a darker, sometimes sadder type sound, but it does vary. So I'm going to pick F# minor as my key, and my tempo is 134. You can click where it says 120, that's usually the default tempo, and then you can change it to the tempo that you have here. After that, I'm going to make this full screen so I can see a little bit better. And I can click the music notes in the corner to open the loops. Since this is an R&B type project, I'm going to click from these windows here, these little boxes that can help narrow down the search. I'm going to do R&B. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of an R&B guitar, and let's see what my options are. I kind of like that. You might also want to make sure that your scale is either major or minor. That could make a difference. And I'm going to drag this in. If I turn on my metronome, I can hear how everything is lining right up with my click, right with my pulse. So this is going to work perfectly. At this point, you would just need to save it. Make sure that you save it as your song title, which is in my case the Her featuring Summer Walker and Division Type Beat. Press save. And then when you go back into your account, you can find the play link and post it right at the bottom, and then you'll be finished the Type B project step 6 workflow.